You all right?
Good, thanks, Guy. You all right?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've had some milestones in this tournament so far. Captaincy, 100th international, 100 caps for your country in the Red of Wales. What's that going to mean?
Very special. I'd be lying if I didn't sort of have it in my mind that certainly when I got to about 90, I think I got to 90 in last year's Six Nations, and I think I hadn't given it too much thought before that, but when you get into sort of the 90 odd caps, it's very difficult to sort of look, I suppose, not look towards getting to 100. So it's been a bit of a, not a countdown, but a bit of a sort of a nice moment to get to, and hopefully we can, make the day really special for Al as well in terms of his achievement, which is incredible. And finish, hopefully we can finish as high as third in the championship, which would be a nice way to finish.
Same day as Alun Wyn Jones gets his 150th Welsh cap, you mentioned it, two boys from Swansea. How special is that? Yeah,
just really fortunate to have played a lot of rugby with Al over the years. To play 150 tests in the position that he does is some achievement, and I know he's been out for a while, and has done incredible things to get his body back fit, and same as he did in the summer. But just really honoured, I suppose, to share the day with him, and I think it's there's going to be obvious chat about the achievements from myself and Al, but I think what me and Al are really conscious of is that we want to make sure that we put on a really good performance during the week in training and obviously Saturday, and finish the competition off in a really good way to make the day special. So I appreciate that there's going to be lots of questions, and I'm more than happy to go into it. But I think the most important thing, and I think that's the type of characters me and Al are, that we, the team and the result comes first, and hopefully it'll be a special day for all then.
You ever captained him before?
No, maybe a one-off, I think. But it's I suppose it's a really nice touch. I think Al, there's been no issues with that at all, and it's been a nice touch, I suppose, to be given the confidence from Wayne, and I've really enjoyed the job in terms of this campaign. It's been not without its challenges. It's not the easiest job in the world, but I've really enjoyed the challenge. Really enjoyed sort of leading the group, and obviously to lead Al, as if I can do some sort of job that he's done with leading myself and other guys over the years, I'll be pretty happy.
Just two sentimental ones for me. That's it, I promise. Who'll lead the team out?
I'm not actually sure yet. So we got a day off tomorrow, so I imagine me and Al will sit down with a coffee and have that discussion. I'd imagine he'll be saying me to lead it out, and I'll be saying for him to lead out. So we may be bashing our heads against a brick wall for a while. So we will have a coffee tomorrow and chat about that. We've only just come back in today, so it's been more about getting the rugby side of it right, and we'll deal with the issues tomorrow. I've got a busy day of sorting out sort of tickets and bits and pieces, who's coming up and things. That's my day. That's my morning tomorrow. So I'll be doing lots of admin stuff tomorrow.
He's a bit older than you, 50 more caps for Wales. Do you remember when you first met him?
God, it would have been Osprey. I think my first sort of pre-season with Ospreys, or when I first came into the Ospreys, he was, I suppose, still relatively young in his Ospreys and rugby career then. So, I suppose it's just really, really grateful to have played a lot of rugby with Al and watched him sort of, turn into what he is now, really, an absolute legend of the game, but a real sort of, I suppose, a real figure, isn't he, in the game, a leading figure in the game over the last 10 years. So, but yeah, first would have been in the Ospreys when he was young pup with a bit more energy than sense, really. He was all over the shop and sort of running around like a headless chicken. Actually hasn't changed too much now, actually, but so yeah, no, it's been a long time coming with playing with Al.
And fickle nature of Welsh rugby, Danny, the world's most capped player, his selection has caused a few eyebrows, coming straight back in the side. Will Rowlands and Adam Beard playing well, Ben Carter playing. What would be your sort of reaction to that?
Oh, look, I think it's really difficult, isn't it? Because like you mentioned, the boys who've played have done a really, really good job. And I think Al would acknowledge that himself. But I think, when you've got, I suppose, a player of his calibre and his pedigree, it's very difficult if he's back fit and available, and what he's given to the jersey, it's a very difficult one not to select him, I suppose. So and I think if we're honest, he's he does, not that he would want to be picked for sentiment at all, but I think he deserves a pretty good day in Cardiff as well with his 150th. It's a pretty special achievement, and to have his family there and things will be immensely proud. But like you mentioned, the boys in the second row have done incredibly well over the tournament. Really stepped up and I've put a lot of pressure on Al. Al knows that he's got to perform now in terms of the playing side of things, because he's been out for a while. But there's no doubt that the group of lads who've played, in particular Adam Beard and Will, have stepped up massively and provided real competition for Al.
And is third place important?
Massively important, yeah, absolutely. It's when you look at the tournament, you look at any year you play England and Ireland away. It's always a tough task to, I suppose win it and be in the mix, because they're the two toughest games. But then you chuck in, you're playing probably the best team in the world over the last 12 months in terms of France. Which we should have got a result, but we didn't. So there's no ifs and buts. We can talk about that all day, but we were unfortunate not to get a result. But for us to win the game well on Saturday, which isn't going to be easy. We're up against no teams are people are writing them off a little bit, but they're a very well organised side with lots of good individual players in their side. So we are very aware we haven't got to just rock up and get the job done and finish third. We need a couple of results to go our way, and we've got to play well ourselves. But I think it's more important for us to do our bit in terms of putting on a good show, some positive rugby, and really finishing the campaign high. And then if that takes us to third place, it will be really important, because we've had some tough fixtures, and we sort of grown into the tournament slowly in and out of it.
Thank you, Dan. Good luck on the weekend.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And we'll finish up the live section with Hamish.
Hi Dan, just one more if I can. It seems strange now you're Wales captain, 100 caps, Lion. When the 60 cap rule was brought in, I think you were on 56. And if you got an injury at the wrong time, it could all have been put in jeopardy. Everything has happened since. Do you look back on that at all and think a bit of a lucky escape given what's happened since?
Yeah, absolutely. I was fortunate in terms of time. It's all about being in the right place at the right time, isn't it? And I remember actually my son was being born. I think it was the Australia week we played, and I said to my wife, I said, I've got to make sure I'm in for training. I've got to make sure I'm in for just in case that anything goes wrong, or perhaps an excuse not to be selected, or if other boys perform well. So I knew that I needed those 4 caps and to stay fit. And to be fair to Gats at the time, he was great. He said even if I picked up a bump, he'd have rolled me out just to maybe get a couple of caps to get to 60. So it's absolutely, like I said, it's been 40 odd caps since I've been in Northampton. So that's been that's been great as well. And really glad to have been able to carry on my international career with the 60 cap rule. I know it's caused a lot of debate, but I suppose for me it's been quite good in that sense. So just like I said, I'm also looking forward to. So I said to Wayne as well. I said that I'm obviously conscious that the 100 caps is on the horizon and that it's impossible to ignore. But I've said to Wayne, I hope that it's how many I can go past 100 as well in this team and help grow this team and develop this team over the next 18 months or so and see where we can go.